Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. I hope you've had a great week this week and that the weather's been awesome. It's been great here in Southeast Texas. We've had very nice weather. It's just now beginning to warm up a little bit. But welcome to my page. I am Julie. This is Creations by Julie. My husband Ed is behind the camera, and tell us hi as you hop on. So, and if you're new to my page, let us know that so that we can give you the proper welcome. Evidently it's on because I think I just heard it on his page. Let me turn my volume down and make sure I can find it. Okay, and make sure everything's working. Yeah, with Facebook, you never know, from one live to another. So let us know that you're here.
I can't hardly see the comments because that keeps popping up in the way. Is there any way to get rid of it?
Well, it should.
It won't go away, but now there's two of them. I noticed that last time I meant to mention.
Okay, that's because it's pinned, but the comments when they come should
Well, can you take it off?
should come up underneath it.
No, it comes on top of it. You can only have 3 comments. We got somebody on there now, Maria Francisco.
Okay, I was just say that may be me. Okay, I don't know, Ed. Not live. I don't know how to do it for sure.
Well,
So
remember to get rid of that.
you may have to watch the comments on the iPad. Hopefully you can see them. But okay, we're going to wait just a second, see if we have a couple more people hop on, because the craft today, you can't say it's a fast craft because it does take a while, but it will not take that long for me to show you how to do it. But we're going to make a garland out of some Pioneer Woman material that I got from Walmart. And if you like the bright summer things, I think it was about $10 for this package of material, and we're going to use it for some other things in the next couple of weeks, so you might grab some of it when you get a chance. But today also is the last day to get your name in the bag, our blessing bag, for our freebie this month, which is a DIY kit from Magnolia Design. I didn't bring it out here to show you. I've shown it several times. It's the dish towels and the ink and bee stencils. Really cute. But today's the last day. Put in hashtag April Kit, and we will be drawing Monday at 1 o'clock when we go live Monday. I know 1 o'clock is not the very best time for a lot of people, but that just is what worked for us until the end of May. And then we'll go back probably to the 6th. Still the same days, Mondays and Thursdays. But anyway, there's a few people on now. Let me tell you also, if
Kathy Keller says, finally get to see you live. Hope you both are well.
Oh, we're doing great, Kathy, and thank you for hopping in, spending the afternoon with us. It won't be a long one, but I was just saying the garland itself is going to take you a while to do. There's several different ways to do it, and I'll kind of go over them. But I wanted to tell you too, if Facebook is changing all the time. If there's anybody that you're used to watching and you haven't seen them in a while, go to their page, or like now, if you might click anywhere on the live, there should be 3 buttons pop up in the top right-hand corner, 3 little dots. Click on it and see if Facebook has changed your notifications. I'm not sure if it's just groups, but I've had several. Every few months, it's like they just change everybody's notifications back to where you're only seeing, I think it's called highlights, but there's a place where you can touch and change it to see all posts. That way you'll see everything that I post. I've got a way of looking to see how many people have looked at something, and I've got almost 7,000 followers, and probably the most anybody ever sees is maybe it's pushed out to 300 people, which is not even 10%. But anyway, that is one way to fix it. Every now and then, the other day I was thinking of somebody, I think it was Carol from Inspired Market. I thought, I haven't seen her in forever. Well, sure enough, I went to her page, pulled up one of her lives, and when I clicked on those buttons, it had changed it to where I would only see, I think it says highlights and some sort of information notifications. So anyway, you might try that. But I appreciate those of you that have hopped on. Okay, that's just a notice I got. Okay, so let's talk about our garland for today. This is a pack of material that I picked up at Walmart for about $10, and it's Pioneer Woman. And I wasn't sure. I bought 2 packs because I wasn't sure. I wanted to make like a 9-foot garland. This is a pretty good bow. I don't want to cut it. Y'all hang on a second. But I can tell you, I did 1 package, and it's going to be plenty long enough for what I wanted it. I wanted it long enough to go like across the fireplace. But I'm going to show you the material. They had several different ones. This is just the one I chose, and it had the solid red, but it's got this really pretty turquoise and red roses, and each piece is like 18 inches by, let me see if I can get this one and tell you exactly. It's not a yard, it's like a half a yard. So it's like 18 by 22. So it's plenty to make something very colorful. But it's got all these different, and the neat thing when you buy them in the packs like this, they all go together, you know. So anyway, if you see this, pick it up, because if you like these colors, we're going to be taking these and making some flowers and some more decor later in the month of May. So, but that's what I used, and that's what I bought. Now, I'll show you what I did, and then I'll show you the garland. I'm going to show you on this red piece. I just took it and opened it up and took the piece that was, I went this way. I want to pull it and cut it the longest way. Now, you're going to have to cut this in half after you can do it now, you can do it later. You can, and I did like 1-inch pieces. You do this just like you would do it if you were making a rag wreath. So then I just cut all the way down to the 18 and then just rip it. Now, you will have a lot of strings, and this is what takes a while, is just pulling your strings loose, just rip the whole piece, and then go, that's the way I did. I ripped one color, pulled all my strings loose.
But you started with a cut, right?
I cut it to get it started so I could rip it.
Yeah.
Now, I did 1 inch because, like I said, I wanted a long garland. If you want a shorter garland, you could cut, 2 inches to make your pieces wider. They'll show up better on the garland. But now, see, once you've got this, then you need to cut this in half. So you could do that. That's what I did. Or you could take this material right now, fold it in half, cut it here, and then cut each one. So either way, you're going to have to rip and then cut, or cut and then rip. So I forgot how many I said I got out of each color, but you're going to get like 36. You should get about 36 pieces out of each one of these colors, and there's 6 colors. Okay, so that's how I prepared my strips. And let me show you. Then I just kind of put them all. I did this over a couple of days because I didn't want to sit for hours. Once I got all the strings and all the pieces of the material cut, I left out 4 of each one to show you how to attach it. Now, when they're cut like at 1 inch, it's not as much that you don't see as much of the material. If you wanted really thick ones, do 2 inches, but because some of these look a lot alike. Let me find the other one. once you cut them into these little strips. And you will constantly, I'll tell you, you'll constantly be pulling your strings, but that's just all a part of it. Okay, let's see, and I think I tried to split mine up to where the flowers weren't right together. So you've got this pretty turquoise.
Tell me when you want to sing.
Oh, okay. Are they seeing the board?
Yes.
Okay. Right now I'm just separating, kind of in the pattern that I wanted to go. And, because I know I just have, see, these two look a lot alike. Same with this one and this one. But they've got some of the same patterns. This one has like 4 patterns in it. So if it's not important to you, the pattern, then, you know, don't worry about it. Just put it however you want it. I wanted to stay as a pattern. Okay. So these and these. I should have 4 of each. 2, 3. And for some reason this one's in there. Yeah, that's the same pattern. You see how you can get confused when they're red. Okay, so I think I did it like this. It's towards the end, it won't matter that much. Okay, now, here is the garland I have going. I used the thicker jute. You could use ribbon, you could use rope. If you wanted to put, let me get some of this here. This is how mine is going. See, it's still very rustic, a lot of strings. When I'm finished with the whole thing, I will lay it down and probably cut it to probably 3 inches, but I'll see. But I chose to use the jute, and what I did is I started, see, y'all can tell I worked on it for a couple of days, but it's going to make a really cute garland. I started at the end, and I just kind of put a, get that off. I just kind of put a circle there so you could hang it. And when I'm done, I'll go back and like cut this. I didn't put anything between mine. I just put them on here. It would be cute if you had a lot of beads to like do your pattern. I ended with this. This is the end of my 6th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you wanted just to move them down, you know, like you could put on this group, space them as far apart as you want to. Mine I push together. I may space them a little bit when I'm done. But you could do a bead and then a group of 6, a bead, then a group of 6. You just want to make sure your bead's going to go through. If you're going to use beads and they have a small hole, just use a little piece of jute. This is kind of thick. I didn't want beads or anything. I didn't want any separation. I just wanted the garland. Okay, does that make sense? So what I did is I started at the end and put a knot and a little circle so it could be put on a nail or a push pin, and then I started working from there. It's still attached to my, because I didn't know how much of the jute I would need. All right, now I'm going to show you. You could tie these on if you want to. I did not, and I worked from this way to this way. So let me show you what I did. And I'll tell you, this is 1 pack cut at 1 inch is going to make about a 9-foot garland. So let me get down here to where I was. I did not want y'all sitting here for hours while I'm just doing the same thing. And I just kind of put my garland this way, and this is just what worked for me. If you find a better way, that's good. You're just going to tie these on here, but I didn't want to just tie them in a knot. See, this is my jute over here, and this is just the way it worked for me. Okay? So I just let this kind of, I worked in this direction from my right going right. All right, and I laid my pattern out. I think this is the pattern I went in. No, this one was, okay, let me get back over here to where I've got the turquoise, and then the one with the little circles, and then the blue, and then the roses, and then the red. Not that it would matter that much, but I'm going to keep it going. And I left 4 of each one to show you. Okay, so I just have a little bit of tension here, and I had to use my arm to help me hold it in line. So what I did, like I said, you could take this piece of material, you could just put it on here and tie a half knot or a full knot, however you want to do it. I wanted to do, and this is where you're going to need the close-up, I wanted to do these little slip knots, and I wanted,
Down.
yeah, I wanted you to be able to see the material. So I figured out the best way to do that. Of course, the red didn't matter, it's the same, but some of these aren't the same. So I figured out the best way to do it, and I'm gonna have to put this up here a little bit so it won't fall and pull on it in the floor so bad. Okay. All right, take your material, like you're going to make a breast cancer awareness ribbon. I took my 2 ends to where the part of the material is facing up, put them together, and then I held this top to where it's not this side, but it's the right side of the material. Put it on top of whatever it is you're going to be tying it to, and slip these 2 under a slip knot. I grab both pieces so that I don't get one a whole lot longer than the other, and then I would just lay my arm on this side and put my hand over here and pull. See, if you have wider material, if you don't want to pull it real tight, you could leave them this wide, but this leaves the right side of the material. I would normally I pulled mine a little tighter, and then I just slipped it over. Does that make sense? Then I just went in a pattern. So first thing you got to do is get rid of all these threads. Take it the right side up in half with one over the other, and then don't let this one turn. Turn it this way for your circle, or whatever you want to call it, your loop. Put it in, grab both pieces, and then just hold the string tight and pull. I chose jute because it's very forgiving and it will move. You could use ribbon, but jute is good. So then I just pushed it over. I didn't worry about how tight I pushed it or anything. All right, then I went to my next color, pulled off the strings. It's the same thing over and over and over. If you choose to tie it on, then that's good.
Karen the Hunter said she's catching you on a break and said that's so cute.
Thanks, Karen. I love the colors. All right, so put the 2 on top of each other, turn it to where this is up, and then you're just doing a slip knot. And sometimes you have to work with it, make sure you get both pieces. If you didn't grab both pieces and pull at the same time, you would have all different lengths. Okay? This, I felt like it would lay better once you hang it. There's going to be some of them that might flip over and be a little white, but that's okay. Like I said, if you just want a short, I wanted to make sure, and I wasn't sure 1 pack would get me a 9-foot garland, but it's probably going to be more than 9 foot when I get done. So just kind of straighten it out. This is what, you know, I tore all my fabric one day and didn't even start on the garland until the next. And I think I worked on the garland for a while, and then I'd put it up. Then I'd come back and work for a little while later. But once you get your pattern going, you can go pretty fast. You're just making a half loop, putting it on there. And the red you don't have to worry about because it's red on both sides. If you were to do this in red, white, and blue, and it was the same on both sides, you could do it really quick. And this was just the easiest way I found to fold it, like you're doing a breast cancer ribbon. All right, this is my 6th one, so I've gone through the whole pattern. And then I would just push it the way I wanted it and start all over again. You can always separate them, put them tighter, depending on the length you want your garland. Okay, so I'm going to start over. Like I said, I think it would have been real cute to add a bead. You could add a bead between every one of them if you wanted to. But I didn't think about that. I thought just make it all material. And like I said, if you don't want to make one so long, cut your material a little wider. You just won't get as much, but you won't need as much to make a short garland. But I was hoping for about 9 foot. And the other day I measured it, and it was almost 9 foot before I even added these 4 sections. And they don't all have to be, you know, tied exactly alike. And your jute will move a little bit, but that's okay. And there's always going to be some threads, but that's what makes it look rustic.
Karen said she may do a red, white, and blue stripe and stars one.
I think that would be cute. I've got to find some vintage material, kind of that burgundy and white. I want to do a rag wreath for the 4th, like that. But I had just thought that a garland done in these pretty spring colors would be pretty. All right, that was my last one, so we'll be done here in a minute, y'all, and then I'll show you how I'm going to end it. Same way I started it. Really, once, let's see that one, I didn't pull both of them, but that's okay. Once you get going, it doesn't take that long, really. I mean, the tedious part is just getting rid of some of these strings. But I would do a couple sets, and then I would quit for a while and come back. So like I said, it's not going to take me long to show it to you, but it will take you a while to actually do the garland. I love this polka dot. And next, since I have that whole pack, next Thursday, I'm actually going to show y'all, we're going to make some flowers out of the same material. Maybe make a cute, something cute decor. It'd be cute to put stems on them and put them in a little vase with this garland. It'd be really cute. But if you see the Pioneer Woman, and if you like, you know, doing things with material, I definitely would grab a pack if I was you. Okay. We're almost done, actually. I'm pretty sure I'm going to trim this a little bit. You don't want it real short. But I wanted to get, I see that one, I didn't turn my piece over. So let me redo that one. Probably nobody would notice, but
You would know and change it later.
I probably would. Once you get that through there, then it kind of fixes itself. If you'll just kind of hold it at the top to where it doesn't flip over. And then put the piece through there, the 2 pieces, then it'll stay. But yeah, I think these are going to make some real cute flowers too. And I'm going to leave a little bit at the very end in case I decide to spread them out just a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is just called a slip knot, right, Ed?
That's what I would call it. Before you tighten it up, it kind of looks like a man's tie.
Yeah, at the top.
Yeah. That's what I'd call a slip knot.
Which it doesn't take that long, and I just felt like it would look better than a tied in a knot up there, and might slide easier on the jute. Okay, we're almost at the end, and then I'm going to cut my jute.
Tell me when I can back up some, because it's hard to keep focus on
Well, this
things.
is the last one that I'm actually tying.
So I can.
Okay.
So
All right, so I'm going to, you can come out a little bit, yeah. I'm going to cut off my jute about there. And then I'm just going to tie a knot here. Let me, see that this is one pack. So I want about the same distance at the ends. But enough to give me a little bit of leeway if I decide I want to put them in tighter. Okay. All right, I'm going to measure it for you. And this was using, I think, every strip that I cut. And let's see, I'm going to put it over here. And we're going to see. I'm going to measure from the thing. So this is 2 foot, 4, 6, 8. Oh my goodness. 8 foot. Can you believe that? 9 foot exactly. Actually 9 foot in this much. So, and I was after 9 foot. So, what I will do now.
Yeah, but you didn't leave yourself any room to tie it on the ends. Did you figure that in?
What are you talking about? I didn't, on this one I didn't, it was 9 foot to here, not to here.
What are you going to tie it on? Push pin?
Yeah, or nail, or a hook, or, it just usually takes about 9 feet for a fireplace for it to go up, swirl. So probably what I will do later, I will take it and lay it down on the board, and I won't try to do it perfect, but you can see some of them are a little longer than the others. I will try to kind of go and cut, and most of them from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're just about 4 inches. So what did we say? So each strip probably was about how long? Let's see, half of this. About 11 inches. So then by the time you loop it and get 2, you know, like this, it turns out to be about 4 inches. So that's probably what I'll do, is kind of take this one at the top and just kind of lay it out. I will take a picture of it on my fireplace. I'm gonna have to take out the one take down the one I have there and show y'all. But anyway, I thought it turned out really cute. It's bright spring colors. You could use any kind of material. You actually could use ribbon probably. It wouldn't have all these strings, but this is just a real country look. Kind of a spring.
Ribbon will be twice as expensive, wouldn't it?
Well, ribbon is high. But anyway, let me turn it this way and show y'all once it's spread out a little bit. So it'll be cute. And like I said, you might just want to get you some material and make you a short one to go on a dresser or a table of some sort. And then it would be cute to put a bead in between each one, or maybe the group of 2 or 3, and then a bead, and then a
You'd
group.
have to preload your beads, wouldn't you?
Well, as you tied it,
You slide one over.
yeah, you'd put one on first. If you're going to use beads, I'd put one on first, and then I'd put however many pieces of fabric that you wanted, and then you slide a bead on.
Or you could preload it and just slide it over.
But you know what? Hang on. You would have to cut your jute. Yeah. You'd almost have to figure out how many beads you wanted, and like you said, preload them to where they're at the end of your jute. Slide one up, do your grouping, and then slide another one, and then tie. Because otherwise, you've got the end. You can't slide your beads on from this end. It would take some planning. It would, but it could be done, and it would be cute, especially if you're just making a short one, or maybe you just want to do like this. Here starts a group, there ends the group. If you use 6 pieces, but if you wanted to put a bead every 12 pieces, then you wouldn't need near as many. So you would have this many and then a bead, or 2 beads to separate them. There's a lot you can do with it. This is where you need to use your creativity and just, do what you like. But I think all I'm going to do to this one is go a whole bunch of material right there. I'm going to, as I lay it out, kind of flatten them a little bit and go through and just cut to where they're closer to being the same. I'm not going to worry about the other strings and stuff. But anyway, that's your spring garland. You can do it with any material you wanted to. Like I said, a red, white, and blue one would be really cute. And we may do one for 4th of July too. Or you could use burlap and do a Americano one. It just depends on what material you come across. See, every now and then you'll get one, like, see how much longer that one is? It's probably because I didn't have them together when I pulled. But this one's still plenty long enough, so it'll work. Okay, well that's pretty much all I was going to show you today. I will take a picture of it on the fireplace, but I think I'm going to put it in my Etsy shop and sell it. I just need to trim it. But I'll need to take a picture anyway before I can put it in the Etsy shop. But just so that you know, these little packs with 6 different pieces of material, each piece is 18 by 22, is that what we said? So this whole pack made a 9-foot garland if you cut them 1 inch. So that'll give you an idea of what you want to do. If you want to make one a lot smaller, you wouldn't need near, as many strips. So, okay, that was it for today. I told Ed, I said, I'm not using any extra equipment but a pair of scissors, and the jute. And of course your material, but you don't need to glue anything. It's just a real pretty rag garland. And I thought, this pioneer woman, I won't be able to.
Kind of hold up a section of it. We had some people just have it.
I just asked about it.
No, they just came on.
Oh, okay. It was kind of quick today, y'all. Like I said, it didn't take me long to show you how to do it, but it did take a while to do this 9-foot garland. But it's just a pretty spring garland. We were talking about different ways to do it. Add beads or whatever you want to do. Any color cloth that you want to use. Just an easy way to make your own garland. You can make garland for your tiered trays, your tables, your dressers, your I'm thinking fireplace, so I wanted 9 foot so that I could put it on my fireplace and take a picture.
Donna
So-
Smith said hello.
Hi ladies, and I appreciate y'all being here. We really did it quickly today, but like I said, I had 90% of it done. I just want to show you how to tie it on, and like I said, you can just tie it in a knot if you want to. I just like the way this looks at the top. This material kind of makes me think of a quilt, doesn't it? It makes me think quilt. But how fun would it be to get some material that your mom had or something, and take the material, mix it all together, and make a garland? That would be fun. So, okay, we will be back Monday at 1 o'clock, and Monday I'm going to show you, everybody's doing these smash cans. So I played with 2 of them the other day. I think they turned out really cute. Hand me the one on my tier tray there, Ed. So super easy, super simple, not hard to do at all. This is one I did with a pear can. And I went ahead and put the little thing on the back of it, but it's just sunflower napkin. You can use rice paper, you can use scrapbook paper, napkins, but this is what we're going to do Monday. I have this, it'll be a bigger one because the can I have now I think is one of the bigger cans. So that's Monday, and then Thursday we're going to take this leftover material and make some flowers.
What are you picking?
Monday. We will be drawing a name for the blessing bag tonight. Today's your last chance to comment on this live. #AprilKit. We will be drawing that on Monday. Ed and I have not decided for sure what we're going to do for our blessings next month, but we'll come up with something. We may do one a week. Who knows? We'll think of something fun to do. So I appreciate y'all being here. Thank goodness there's always replay if you want to go back to the beginning and catch exactly how I cut it, how I ripped it, how many pieces. But this one I finished up, ended up being 9 foot, which was one whole pack of the Pioneer Woman material cut at 1-inch strips. All right, so we will see y'all Monday. I keep wanting to say I'll see you Thursday, but I will see you Monday. Have a great weekend and stay safe. And thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.